What's up guys, this is Mana and welcome back to yet again another Blue Protocol video. As you've seen, I've been doing tons of these videos because like I said, it's my most anticipated MMORPG to be coming out. It's going to be coming out in 2023. I'm just so happy about it. I decided to go ahead and do a basically class discussion video where we go ahead and look through the information that is available for every single class and talk about it and just go through my thoughts on how these classes are going to perform in PvE setting and dungeon setting, boss settings and all that. And the first class we're going to be going over is Blade Warden / the Aegis Fighter. It's going to be really fun and I can't wait to go ahead and dive into this. This is basically one of the main classes that I want to play in this game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what the Blade Warden has in store for us, guys. So, the Aegis Fighter is a melee knight class that has powerful crowd control and tanking abilities. It can block incoming attacks with its shield, consuming the shield gauge. If the gauge reaches 0, then all the shield utilizing skills will be temporarily disabled. So after reading that and after, having to go through bosses and dungeons, you're going to have to really observe what you're doing and making sure that you don't really bring your shield gauge to 0 when there's a lot of enemies around you. So that's one thing that you're going to have to monitor when you're playing an Aegis Fighter or a Blade Warden. Obviously, if you've tanked in any action MMORPG, you guys will understand that and you guys will have, I would say a feeling on how this is going to play out. But like I said, just make sure that shield gauge does not reach 0 or you'll probably be in a little bit of trouble. We're going to go with their skills. They have a break slash, which is the basic attack with 4 variations. The skill tier 1 is alternate to spin attack by pressing A sideways directional keys during the 4th attack. Skill tier 2 is the alternate to a light elemental attack by pressing the forward direction key during the 3rd attack. And skill tier 3 is alternate to a defensive up self buff by pressing the backwards directional key during the 2nd attack. If you guys seen that video of what is Blue Protocol and I was saying what is that circle on the floor, I believe that could be that skill that adds a defensive up, but I could be wrong as well. That really looks really cool. Alright, so there goes the shield guard and counter attack now, guys. So their skill tier 1's holding normal attacks while guarding will prepare your shield, and being attacked in this state will initiate a counter attack. Well, this is something when you know there's going to be a big attack or you're getting attacked by multiple enemies, you go ahead and time this. So it's going to be a really timely, reflective kind of move. So I'm going to like that. So like I said, it's an action MMO. It's going to be really fun. So I can't wait to go ahead and get into this and try to just time my freaking counterattacks real good. And skill tier 2 is increases the shield gauge's rate of recovery. And skill tier 3 is increases the maximum limit of the shield gauge, which is freaking great. All of these things are going to be utilized for when you're basically tanking or, grabbing the aggro from the enemies. Like I said, the shield guard and counter attack is going to be really important to go ahead and use when you're in group play. Obviously, it's going to be really important in group play. You're going to be the guy that's taking the aggro away from the DPS. You're going to be getting hit a lot. That's just how. Alright, and rolling into tactical skills. So you got shield charge, which is charge forward with your shield and stun enemies. Charging the skill to level 2 and level 3 will chain additional combo attacks. Okay, this is cool. So basically, I would say when you see a lot of enemies, you're going to go ahead and charge forward. You're going to stun all of them. And obviously, you want to go ahead and charge the skill if there's multiple enemies. You go ahead and get those combo attacks out. So the skill tier 1 for this rush forward with your shield, stunning all enemies that are hit. Can't be used during guard break. And skill tier 2 adds the ability to chain attack after the rush. Skill tier 3 adds the ability to chain up to 2 attacks, unlocks abilities on the A and B. So this is something where if you think you're going to want to go ahead and get your skill tier 3 here, you're going to have to charge it up to level 3. Go ahead and use your attacks to go ahead and get those ability chain ups too. So it really depends on how you're feeling. If you got to quickly charge to another mob, I would say don't charge it up. You're just going to go over there and get them. But if you think you have a time to go ahead and charge up the move and hit the other set of mobs and go ahead and get that skill tier 3, at least to go ahead and charge up those chain attacks, which is cool. So ability A, you know how it says in skill tier 3 where you unlocks abilities A and B. Ability A basically increases the damage of the downward attack, and ability B basically temporarily increases your defense. Alright, and moving on to the next move, it's Sunrise Charge, which I don't know how this is going to be called for the English version. This is all I'm getting this information from Blue Protocol wiki, so just letting you guys know, but it might be changed to names for the English version. So I just want you guys to know about that too. We got Sunrise Charge, a 12-second cooldown on here. Rush forward with your shield. A holy damage explosion will occur from your shield when you hit an enemy. Charging to level 2 will chain a second hit. Level 3 will add a third hit and holy debuff enemies. What does it mean to holy debuff enemies? I have no idea, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and see their skill tier 1. So obviously, rush forward with your shield. Successful attacks will unleash a small light elemental explosion. Skill tier 2 adds the ability to chain an attack after the rush. After the attack, a medium-sized light elemental explosion will occur. And skill tier 3, which is basically, you charge it up to level 3, adds the ability to chain up to 2 attacks. After the attack, a large-sized light elemental explosion will occur. Unlocks abilities A and B. So ability A on here is increases damage against enemies with elemental status alignments, which is called Deep Cuts. And ability B is Sunlight, increases the rate of elemental charge accumulation. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'm liking that these skills, they unlock an additional other 2 skills to use as well, which is really cool, and it's gonna make you be decisive in combat, which is the one you want to use for what's going on at the moment, what's gonna be the better one to use. So I really like this type of stuff. So going down to tactical skills too, some of these are not showing their unlock abilities for A and B when you charge it up to skill tier 3, but that's fine. But let's go and talk about Blow Beat, a 10-second cooldown. Slam your sword into the ground, inflicting damage to and provoking enemies within a radius for 15 seconds. Charging to level 2 will increase range and interrupt enemy attacks. Level 3 will pull enemies to you. So if you play World of Warcraft, think of Gorfine Grass from a Death Knight. And level 2 is basically you're gonna charge it and it'll increase the range and interrupt enemy attacks, which is freaking amazing. And level 1 is basically going to go ahead and taunt, so provoking enemies within a radius for 15 seconds. So Blow Beat's going to be really freaking good to use, guys. Definitely gonna be something that you want to use when you're doing dungeons with your friends or open world combat, just to get all those enemies towards you and everything. So Blow Beat seems really cool, especially when it pulls enemies towards you and when it also interrupts the enemy's attacks. So Blow Beat's gonna be something that I'm definitely gonna be using and utilizing a lot, obviously, when it's gonna be AoE packs and just pure AoE going out. All right, guys, and now going to the other move, which is Celestial Pillar, which is its cooldown is unknown, but like I said, once we get more information on this game, we'll find out more stuff. So Celestial Pillar, summon a pillar of light on yourself, which continuously deals holy damage to enemies in range, can be charged up to level 3. It's not telling me what it's charged up to level 3, it just says it unlocks abilities A and B, but we don't have those abilities, they don't even say anything about it. So I'm guessing it just gets stronger the bigger you charge it and does some other stuff, but we just don't know. But think of it as some holy aura around you, and you're just dealing holy damage to enemies all around you. That's basically what Celestial Pillar is. And going down to Divide Slash, which unleashes a slash attack in front of you that penetrates enemies. And again, we don't know what unlocks abilities A's and B are, but it penetrates enemies, so obviously it has to be an AoE cone right in front of you, basically. That's what Divide Slash will be. Sorry we're going through these real quickly, it's just there's not a lot of information on them, and I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on what I think they're like. For Divide Slash, it's just a slash in front of you that basically does damage to enemies in a frontal cone. I'm guessing it could either be a frontal cone or a whole 360 degree kind of type of move. Going down to Crescent Light, performs a crescent shaped slashes that inflict holy damage. Charging to level 2 will result in 2 slashes instead of 1. So basically, if you charge to level 2, you get 2 slashes going out to your enemies. So this basically class has a lot of AoE moves, which obviously you want that as a tank, because you want to make sure you got that crowd control real good when you're pulling a lot of mobs and doing AoE. Here goes another tactical skills 4 right now, which is Fortress. Replenishes your shield gauge and provides a defensive buff, which is really freaking great. It does have an unlock ability A and B when you get to skill tier 3, and ability A basically increases the damage of counterattack while Fortress is active. So when you're basically going to go ahead and attack a boss and you just pop up Fortress to get your shield gauge up, go ahead and do counterattacks, the damage is going to be increased against that specific boss or specific mob. So that's how you're going to want to go ahead and combo this down. I don't know if it's going to have an ability B, but ability A seems pretty cool. So it's going to power up your counterattack while Fortress is active on you. The next one's going to be Regeneration, which is basically a simple one, which is for a limited time continuously regenerate HP. So that's really simple. So when you use Regeneration, you're just going to be getting health, which is great. You always want that stuff. And now we have basically the ultimate right now is Judgment Shield. Launch a Shockwave Light attribute attack to the frontal area, gains a buff that recovers shield gauge when using skills. When you successfully guard an attack, slightly shortens the ultimate cooldown. So basically it's going to be great for you to go ahead and get attacks out, and then once you successfully basically guard an attack, you're going to get more. It's basically going to shorten the cooldown for Judgment Shield. So it's gonna be freaking crazy, man. So you're gonna get that buff that recovers shield gauge when using skills, and you're gonna go ahead when you guard attacks and slightly shorten the the cooldown for that ultimate. So when you're guarding, you're freaking lowering the cooldown, and then when you're getting that buff, it's gonna recover shield gauge when using skills. That's an insane ultimate. It's gonna be really useful in PvE, when you're getting mobs, and when obviously fighting a boss as well, where you can actually counter his attacks and guard his attacks real easily. I'm really looking forward to the Blade Warden / Ageis fighter. But let me know in the comment down below, what do you guys think about the skills that basically the Ageis fighter / Blade Warden has? Is going to be a class that you guys want to play, or is it going to be a class that you guys are going to skip? Preferably for me, it's going to be something I'm going to play. I love being up in front. I love just freaking doing all the aggro, getting all the skills, and basically just helping out my team in the process of doing a dungeon or open world content, guys. But basically, this is it, guys. In the comments down below, let me know what class you want me to do next, and let me know what you guys think about the Blade Warden, and also sub to the channel for more Blue Protocol stuff. You guys are amazing with the support, and I appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.